Baltimore tonight, the federal prosecutor's office has a mystifying murder on its hands.
20 years later, and still no answers in the death of Jonathan Luna. The case captured national headlines. A federal prosecutor from Baltimore stabbed dozens of times. That was in December 2003.
And 2 decades later, no one has been charged, and there are still many lingering questions. 11 News Investigates' Barry Sims sat down with retired investigative reporter Jane Miller with the questions that still remain.
The last time Jonathan Luna was in Baltimore, he was here late at night at the federal courthouse on Lombard Street. That was on December 3rd, 2003. Now, 20 years later, we still don't know everything that happened that night. Husband, father, federal prosecutor Jonathan Luna was a 38-year-old with a promising future. But his life was cut short, found dead on December 4th, 2003. 2 decades later, there are no arrests, no motive, and no closure.
Often in high-profile cases, the FBI posts a reward for information.
Now retired investigative reporter Jane Miller covered the case extensively.
I can remember that day like it was yesterday.
Authorities say Luna suffered at least 36 stab wounds, and the coroner declared his death a homicide. The coroner's report, though, has never been released. 11 News Investigates requested the report and got a response that reads, "This case has been sealed by the Court of Common Pleas, and we are not able to provide any reports associated with it at this time." So what happened? Here's what we know.
There was this, in the morning, I was getting some rumbling from folks I knew in the federal system that they had a missing prosecutor. That's how it started.
Investigators revealed Luna was working at the federal courthouse in Baltimore on the night of December 3rd, preparing a plea agreement in a drug case. He left a message for the defense attorney around 9:30.
He then told me that he was going back to the office to finalize the written agreements for both Mr. Smith and my client, Mr. Poindexter, and that he was going to fax it to me that night. I told him that's fine. I probably wouldn't look at it until the morning. We probably spoke until maybe 9:15. I had anticipated that in the morning there would be a plea agreement on my fax machine, and it did not come.
Luna left the courthouse at 11:30. He stopped at a rest stop in Delaware to get cash from an ATM before driving to New Jersey. A retracing of his steps also showed Luna used credit cards at a gas station in King of Prussia outside the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Around 5 a.m. Thursday morning, he was found dead in a creek off the Turnpike in Lancaster County. The FBI and Pennsylvania State Police took the lead on the investigation.
We will find out who did this, and we are dedicated to bringing the persons responsible for this tragedy to justice.
Within weeks, the FBI was running into dead ends.
This is the third question I've got, so I'm not going to answer any questions involving the Jonathan Luna investigation.
The FBI offered a $100,000 reward for information, while also seeming to suggest the wounds could have been self-inflicted.
It always had the feel to me that he was on his way to meet someone for whatever reason. You know, we had to stop at, he took money out of an ATM. If you're going to kill yourself, I'm not sure you're going to take money out of the ATM.
The case garnered national attention, becoming the focus of podcasts and a documentary. It was even featured on Dateline NBC.
In Baltimore tonight, the federal prosecutor's office has a mystifying murder on its hands.
The investigation focused on Luna's personal life and the cases he was prosecuting.
A very interesting element of this case that involves a prior case that he handled involving a bank robbery. And in fact, we were the ones that broke the story about that case and what happened in that case. And what happened in that case is that the evidence in the case, which was $36,000 cash, somehow walked out of the federal courthouse. And that was his case.
It's not clear if that case is connected to Luna's death. When asked recently, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Baltimore said it cannot comment on the case. 11 News Investigates got similar responses from the FBI and Pennsylvania State Police.
I just think it's odd that this is a federal prosecutor who died under very unusual circumstances, and 20 years later, nobody wants to talk about the case.
There are many lingering questions. Who killed Jonathan Luna? What happened between the time he withdrew money at an ATM and when his body was found? Will this case ever be closed? Anyone with information about the Jonathan Luna case is asked to call the FBI. As for the reward, we asked if it was still being offered. The FBI would not give us a definitive answer. For 11 News Investigates, I'm Barry Sims.
And we have more about the Luna case on our WBAL TV mobile app. There you can see a detailed timeline of Luna's last hours and a look at responses from agencies investigating this case.